Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to From the Holler. If you're new, my name is Missy, and today we are going to be canning some apples, and hopefully we can knock a chunk of this bushel of wine saps that I have completely out and get them on my pantry shelves and ready for winter. So without further ado, let's get this adventure started and let's get these apples canned up. Okay, so in this pot, I have 10.5 cups of water. So to do it, I'm doing a double batch. In order to do a single batch, you want to do 5.25. And then I'm going to add my sugar. We're going to do 4.5 cups of sugar. Again, I am doubling this. We're just making a light syrup, okay? And if you want the recipe for the light syrup, it is in my Ball book of preserving. All right, our syrup is ready. So I decided I'm going to kind of cut mine up like that, big chunks. And we're just going to start putting apples in there. Hopefully my microphone will hold up where y'all can hear me. We shall see. We shall see. We're just going to dump these in. And then I'm going to bring this other bowl over here and I'm just going to cut these in half and plop them in. Should have thought of this to begin with since I'm doing regular mouth pints. So my microphone died and I don't know where I left off. Don't know what was the last thing y'all heard. So we'll just move on from that. And I'm going to turn these back on. Oh my goodness gracious. I know y'all didn't hear, I have not canned apples this way since I was at home and grandmother and I did this in her kitchen. It's been a while. I always make different things out of all my apples, and this year I decided I wanted just apples on my shelves, so that's why I'm doing this. And that is about done. And y'all, working up apples is a sticky job. You see how shiny my arm is? That's apple juice. Yeah, it's sticky. All right, let's see what we got. All right, we are going to pack these into our jars, leaving 1/2 inch headspace. Okay. Sounds easy enough. All right, y'all. We are going to let these boil for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to move over to the other side and get it packed in the jars. Well, I thought I was recording a minute ago, but apparently I was not. So now we're just going to get our apples packed in here. You want to make sure that you have those packed in first before you start adding in the syrup. Otherwise, your apples will not be sufficient in your jar. And I'm just going to get these packed down in there. Let's see. Make sure I don't go over my 1/2 inch head space. I can add a couple more. There we go. Head space is very important. Y'all already know that. I don't have to tell you that. And I can actually add. There we go. Okay. We're going to get those pushed in there. Get those situated. All right, now I'm going to put this back on. And we're going to add syrup. I've got my apples packed in. And we're going to add the syrup over top of them. There we go. Now I'm going to debubble. Now you don't have to have one of these debubblers. You can use a chopstick or anything like that, as long as one, it's not metal, and two, it's not sharp, because you don't want to damage your product, and you don't want to run the risk of breaking your jar. And let me check the headspace on that one. You can actually add just a titch more syrup. There we go. I know it didn't look like much. Doesn't look like it would even matter, but y'all, it matters. Okay? It matters.
6 times 6, 36.
Good job, buddy. All right, we're going to get our lid put on. Grab us a ring out of here. And I had a towel so I could hold on to the jars. There we go. Going over to the canner. There's that. Bring our next one over. All right, y'all, I'm just going to stand here and fill up jars and get these in the canner. They are going to process in my water bath canner for 20 minutes. And that is pints or quarts, regardless of which one it is, 20 minutes. And then these will be done. Another project we can check off the list. There are our pints of apples in a light syrup that we canned up yesterday. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. Y'all, I did have a very scary moment at the end, well, while canning these apples. Let me turn y'all around and I'll tell you what happened. Alright, so yesterday while I was canning these apples, I was trying, I think I told y'all in a couple of videos back that I was trying out the jars and lids from Tractor Supply, and I tried them with the apples yesterday, and everything was going smoothly. The first batch of apples that I did, one of the lids popped off, so I had apples everywhere. And as I was pulling the other jars out, one of them that I was pulling out, as soon as I took it out of the water, it started making a noise. And the only thing that I can compare this noise to was kind of like a timer or something to that effect, where it starts at a low frequency and works its way up to a very loud frequency, and then boom. And that's exactly what happened. I had the jar in my hand with the grabber. That's what I call it, my jar grabber. I had that in my hand, and as soon as I heard the noise that kept, the frequency kept going up on it, instead of going left to set my jar on the counter, I went to the right towards my sink, and right before I got over the sink, the jar exploded in my hands, and it shot glass and apples all over my wall, all over my countertops. I'm still finding little shards of glass in different places. I was so lucky. And, Paps was sitting in the living room over here, and he came running and, hollering, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" I didn't know because there was so much pressure. It was like a shotgun blast went off in my hand, and it actually recoiled a little bit, and it really took me by surprise and scared me. And I wasn't sure. My adrenaline was so high. I wasn't sure whether or not I was okay. I just had to kind of take a deep breath and calm down. And then I realized, what had actually happened. And, that's not okay with me. That is definitely not okay with me. And I will be very careful with what I do with these jars. I think I may only have a couple left. But after that, I had to clean out my canner, of course, because the lid had blown off of another one. And so I cleaned it out. I put my second round in there, and the same thing happened without the explosion. A lid blew off in the second load also, and so I lost that one. So I lost a total of 3 pints of apples yesterday in these jars from Tractor Supply. And I am not criticizing anybody or any company or anything like that. I'm just saying this is what happened to me yesterday, and it scared me. It scared me really bad. Had I had the jar that exploded turned a different way, it could have done some damage to me. But luckily I was going towards the sink, and I had it turned in such a manner that it was facing away from me, and the glass shot outwards. So, yeah, very fortunate on that. Very fortunate on that. But anyway, I am perfectly happy with the 6 pints that we got, and we will put those on our pantry shelves, and we will move on from this tragedy. A lot of work went into them apples, and kind of ticks me off that I wasted 3 pints, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. But if you're canning and you happen to hear that noise, point it away from you right then. Don't wait. Just don't wait. I am lucky to have my canner sitting right next to my sink so that I can put water in it and all that. So it was easy for me to get there. It was in a split second that it all happened, and I was very lucky to get it where I got it. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment in the comment section. Y'all, it's been a long day. Leave us a comment in the comment section. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we've got more cannon adventures coming up. This coming week is actually fall break for Aiden, so Nanny will not be homeschooling this week. And fingers crossed, we've got some tomato projects coming up. I'm going to start pulling tomatoes out of the freezer, letting them thaw, and getting them ready to go into jars. I've got some pretty interesting recipes that I'm going to try with these tomatoes, and I look forward to seeing y'all then. Much love to each and every one of you, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.